All right, so welcome once again to Chatting with Patty. I have a dear friend and mutual friend with another friend of mine, Marie-Françoise, who's here on the call. But this stylist, Anja Bondroit, she was a lifesaver for me. I had to have her on the show because I need you all to hear her holistic approach to style. The reason I reached out to her, I was talking to my friend Marie-Françoise, and she saw how overwhelmed I was with my travel, my constant change of climate, pretty much living in a suitcase, coming home, gone for 2 months, 3 months, 2 months, 3 months. Yeah, sometimes it was 3 months actually, before COVID anyway, going back and forth quite a bit and feeling overwhelmed with how to pack, what to pack, way too many clothes. Then I'd be looking at my closet and my wardrobe almost in tears saying, I have a lot of stuff, but I don't know what I need for what. I feel like I don't have enough. Anyways, I was in just complete overwhelm. And she recommended that I use Anja. And the entire day that I spent with her was literally a lifesaver for me because I suddenly got to see the potential of my closet, that I had so many interesting things that I never even noticed were available to me in the most simplistic way, from the way she combined things, outfits that I thought I only could use them in one way. She had this magical touch of putting many interesting things together so that I had new outfits with just 5 pieces. She also helped organize my wardrobe. So things started to make sense for me because it was overwhelming to actually pack, because I'd be staring at my closet and saying, what do I need? I'm going to this climate, but I am also working out and I also want to go dancing and I'm going to be hiking, yet I'm working. Anyway, she took all of that, what felt like a complete challenge and frustration, and made it so much easier with the system that she's going to be sharing with you today. So I love her to death. You saved me. Please welcome Anja. Hello, Anja. Are you there?
Looks like she froze.
Yes, looks like she. It's happening a lot these days.
So, Patty, if at any time you want to ask me anything about my experience with Anya, please let me know because I have a lot to say about it. She's been helping me for the last 4 years, 4.5 years.
Mm.
So you are, I have a lot to say. That's what I want.
Yes, yes. Yeah, we could. Hopefully, we're going to give her a couple more minutes and see if she does come. But I will start saying that her holistic approach with style, one of the things that she does is she considers a woman's feelings and needs and her lifestyle versus putting you in a box. Like, here I am parading around thinking, I'm gypsy chic. This is who I am. So I shopped only with that in mind. But she opened my eyes to say, it's okay that this is a big part of your personality, but you have many, many ways of being. I said, I actually do. So we had a conversation about that and made me sort of allow more of my personality to come out versus just putting me into a hole of I'm gypsy chic and that's it. So not that I don't like being that, but there's a bigger part of me. So we had an interesting conversation about my personality and my style, so that my wardrobe was more versatile and suited my different lifestyle versus just saying this is who I am. So that was different and unique compared to other sort of stylists. So that was cool. I don't know if you experienced the same thing there, Marie-Françoise.
Very much so, Patty. And I think, I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with other stylists because really, Anya, I got introduced 4 or 5 years ago through a friend of mine, and we were just, getting to know each other as friends. And then she told me about what she was doing. I was like, oh, I'm curious. Could you help me with my closet? Because my problem was that I had so much clothes, so much. My mother from France, in France we love, clothes, keeps sending me clothes all the time. So when Anya and I we had the first conversation, a little bit like you, Patty, I love the approach of, oh, because I didn't want to be put in a box. The stylist to me, it's like, an architect. They kind of tell you the type of house you're supposed to live, and I'm like, no, I want to feel my own essence. And so my style is, because every woman has a style, is a little bit of a bohem chic. And what Anja has done for me is that, keeping this bohem chic essence, she was able to dress my entire closets in different going out, for instance, sexy going out, um, or casual, or I have different categories. I think now I have around 500 pictures organized in categories. So whenever I want to go out, let's say, and dance, I have actually clothes for dancing that I don't have to spend an hour and a half figuring out and trying different clothes, because they're already there in pictures and in categories for me. And what I love about it is that they all have the same essence, this bohem still, bohem, call it bohem chic, because this is a little bit of me, I mean, I'm a bohem chic type of, like a little gypsy. But overall, through the categories that I have, the same essence is being kept.
Mm.
Doesn't matter if I look sexy, if I look casual, if I look like something that I wear at home. She was able to preserve that bohem chic essence no matter what. And that's what I love the most. I mean, I have many more things to say, but this is a main thing for me, is really the fact that I haven't lost myself. In fact, I found myself.
Mm.
Instead of someone is telling me, oh, you look good in this. No, I mean, I found actually my self-esteem has increased incredibly. And doing coaching, obviously, I'm doing what I'm doing, and so this helps a lot with clients as well. But really, this has been one of the biggest impact of my life, has been to have Anja. And still she is, actually, because next month she's going to do my closet. Like, I have a new home, and she's going to organize the entire closet for me, like the structure of the closet. That's all I'm going to say for now.
Okay.
Looking forward to it super much.
All right. So now that your internet is back, this is fantastic.
I don't know what happened. I just clicked around like, oh God, what's happening?
It seems that many artsy types are having problems, maybe because you just did some energy work. I know Anja was preparing for this and doing some energy work, so internet kind of felt it, perhaps.
Probably my vibes were too strong. Yeah.
All right, so let's dive right in, Anja. Let's start with this topic of style. You do have a unique approach to it. Marie-Françoise was, beautifully articulated part of her experience. So maybe you can start with that, and we'll go from there, a little bit about your processes and how it works. So go ahead.
Well, I do approach the question, what is my style, in a different way than other stylists, I think so. I listened to a few and went online to see what people do, and even for myself, sometimes researching how this works. But I kind of naturally always like to play with clothing. It's not like so much like a headache. I like to play with it. And I use this, bringing it to my client, let's say, well, when we just figure out a way of organizing it right and asking the right questions to ourselves, then it becomes a game and it can be fun, instead of being this, oh my God, what should I put on? How do I look? Oh, because what is behind the question of what is my style? What is behind it is actually, I want to be secure. I want to be secure because I want to feel right the way I look in the place I am. Then I want to be beautiful. I want to be loved. Being beautiful is kind of also being appreciated, or even appreciating ourselves. And it's not so much, I mean, everybody has good days and bad days. And you can actually, having a good day, being like, say, you're just in love and you can look fantastic in a pajama. And then there's a day where you dress up like super nice, and then you actually just don't feel well, you feel down, so you don't look nice. So it's not only about what is your style, what is the way you dress, it's also a lot about the way you feel. And that's what I'm talking about, security. So that's why I use, so let's go back. I think it's an emotion, like this question of what is my style? There's a big emotion behind it. So how do I handle this emotion? I take it and I go with a very logical way into it, like asking, where do you need to go? Like what's the needs of your being dressed? Is it at home? Do you meet friends? Do you want to date? Are you an online coach? Do you go a lot to offices? Are you an artist? Do you have expositions? Are you a teacher? Do you dance? What's your life like? So with all these categories you're going to show me, I can say, okay, what's the logical thing behind, let's say, a dating? The one thing, you want to look nice, you want to seduce, you don't want to be over sexy, you don't want to chase the guy, you want to be yourself, you want to feel like also like look good, even with the way your body's shaped, because nobody is a Barbie. But even the Barbies, they have a complex about another thing, that other women look like, oh my God, she looks so great, but she has another thing that she doesn't feel comfortable with. So I do think this feeling secure can be approached in a way of a very logical décortication, like putting in pieces what is the need behind. So let's say it's also like sometimes for me a very practical way to look at, like how much time do we lose? A lot of people ask me what is my style because they have a lot of clothing and then they just don't know what to put on, and then they will buy more because they think that they don't have the right items to fit together. But it's actually just like sit down or take your time and look through what there is, and then start with those logical questions to see what would fit in which frame. So that's what I did a lot with Marie-France too. It's like she had a lot of beautiful clothing, and even with you, to say, what is the frame you need? Like you said to me, you're a dance teacher. So I would ask, what kind of clientele do you have? Is it young 18-year-old? Is it what is your clientele? What's their dance style? So you explain to me what that you like to look more professional, more sober, and like sobre. Is that the right sober?
Sure.
And so I would not suggest you to put on a tight leggings and a sexy thing, like like a hoodie, let's say, like a more youngster outfit, or like a salsa skirt. But I would suggest you to put things on which fit to your clientele. So coming back to the question, what is your style, and looking at the different needs you have. So I asked back, well, do we really need to have one style? We can have 15 styles, all with our essence, combined with our essence, like what Marie-France said. Like if she's a gypsy, more like have the bohème style, but you can still express us in 15, or let's say 8 different ways. It doesn't have to be that you lose completely what you like, but you still will adapt to the place where you have to look well, because that's where you feel secure, because you know that the people who are around you, they will see in you what you want them to see in you. Like you want to look like a professional teacher, or let's say I want to look at my art shows like an artist. So I will dress the way that I look like an artist. But if I would do that, like today, I was hesitating, should I put on that shirt I really love with those little patches all over? It's very artistic, but it doesn't maybe send the message to the people who are more classical. Oh yeah, that woman, she can think in a classical way. So I thought, no, that's too artistic. I won't put that on today because I want to be in a neutral line. So these questions of what do people see in us is maybe also a way of finding out which style is needed in that particular place. And that's how I create these categories, like asking these questions, and then we have categories, and then we can decide what kind of outfits we put into those categories. And if you like, you can do it by yourself or you can do it with me, but we can create certain amount of outfits. For example, for work, like people who go a lot to offices, but I say let's create 12, 14 outfits, like boom, and make a picture of them. And then you go day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and then you start again. On day 15, you will start again with the day 1. And because it's an uneven number, you will not look the same every Monday, but you will, after 15 days, actually reuse the outfit from first day. And it's still a lot of variations, and people will not remember everything you put on, and you can still change a piece of jewelry, but then the headache of how to get dressed to go to work is gone. I'm at day 3, I will put my outfit number 3 on today. So it's done. It will take you 15 minutes to get dressed and not like 2 hours. Like sometimes in my case, I'm like, oh no, this, oh yeah, oh I love this. Oh no, it won't fit there. Oh shit, actually I got bigger. No, I don't think that this still fits. But I don't want to take the time at the time I dress. I want to take the time on a Saturday afternoon when I'm free and I put some music on, I take my time and then I look to everything I have and I try to combine it. Does that make
Yes.
sense for you?
It does. It does. And if anybody has questions, by the way, you can just type them into the chat or on Facebook. But I was thinking of a few things as you were speaking. And Marie-France, if you want to chime in at some point, you can. One of the things that comes to mind is your approach to organizing that first of all, that I really want to talk about, because I had organized my closet by color, which you completely turned my world upside down, because you had another approach. So that made so much more sense once you explained it to me. So I do want you to share your approach to organizing the wardrobe, because as I said, for me, what ended up happening is because I move around a lot, it was a lot faster to get my packing done. I understood I looked at, this is for play, this is for this is for that. And I was able to take 5 pieces for work, even though I was working for 1 month, and make it look very versatile. So talking about organizing really liberated that in my mind and time. So to go over that. And then the other thing too, and we can do this after, is I noticed since I've been home more with COVID, I never, you kind of alluded to this. I didn't think about, I've been feeling a little bit too frumpy at times and saying, wait a second, just because I'm home, I should still be caring about what I'm wearing, but I want to feel a little bit more comfortable than wearing maybe whatever, jeans or a suit. So we can talk about our reality of COVID and how you approach that or what you suggest. So I do think the way you organize things is big, because it really freed up time and a sense of relief for me once you were able to explain all that and do it for me. So can we have a conversation about that?
Yeah, sure. Like the question about color, for example, you had organized your wardrobe by color. And color is a thing the eye sees first and quickly. And you don't have to organize something to find the red piece, because your eye will see the reds right away. But what you don't find easily is, for example, a length. I organize by type of clothing. So now the type is, there's different categories. There's this winter summer category in the all year over category. So that makes 3. Summer, like totally winter, and all year over. So that makes already 3 categories. Because they're all year over, you can wear it in the winter, like it's a camisole, but you like to wear it with a cardigan over. So it has to stay in your closet all year over. The totally summer stuff is the stuff, it's maybe you could wear it with a pullover over, but it's too flowery. It's too really, the idea is summer. So pack that away, get it out of your eyes, put it in the end of your wardrobe or in the boxes if you want, but just don't get rid of it. Also, it's like not rid to give it away, but rid of your view. So it makes already less volume. And in the season you will always focus on what you see and not be distracted by stuff that is hanging around actually from the wrong season. And the nice thing is too, when you come to the summer or the springtime and it starts to get really warmer, then you say, okay, today's the day I'm changing my wardrobe. You take out the summer stuff again, put it to your all year over stuff, and then you're like, wow, right, I have this one. You have the feeling that there's something new, and so you discover back old things, and that gives you a feeling you have something new, which helps not buying too much new stuff. So that's the one category thing. Then the second one would be, how do you combine stuff? For example, if you wear leggings, you mostly wear them with something longer on it, or you have something short, but then you will have a little skirt to fill the thing, unless you go do yoga or you're at home. But going outside with a legging is more with it like a mid-length, which, see, I'm in a legging, but I have these very little skirts just to make short shirts longer. So this will be a yoga thing. So I do have a pile of tops that are my legging section, because I know that they work with leggings. But then I have a pile of stuff that works with short, like with jeans or with skirts, and they are a different pile. Because if they were all together, was always searching, okay, which one is long, especially if they are the same color, like black, for example, or like, oh, which is the one which is long? Ah, shit. And then you get mixed up and everything falls around. So I like to divide by those categories. Then, like, I do have this idea of a basic, how you say, the basics in your wardrobe. There is stuff that you can wear, like which you always need, kind of like the black legging, the little skirt, my cardigan that goes over other stuff, and a certain camisole I love because it's a very stupid, simple camisole, but it's a bit longer, so I can often wear it underneath stuff and still it will cover my butt, because I'm a legging type, so I do wear a lot of leggings. And so, like, let's say these 5 items are, like, for me, basics. I always need them. Like, I go to travel with them, I wear them in the summer, I need them in the winter. I combine them with a lot of outfits. But my basic section is actually much bigger. I do have like a pile. I have to fold a lot because I don't have a lot of bars where I can hang stuff. But I have about this much, which are my basics. So I know these are the things which are not the wow pieces. They're not the beautiful ones which look nice, but they're the ones I will use to combine with other stuff. But then I have this section of, like, I didn't find a name for it yet. Maybe if you have a name, but I call them the eye catchers, or the how you would say, the
wow factors.
Yeah, wow sounds already so much. It's like, it's the piece, the outfit piece. Maybe it's a certain shirt, but it's a shirt which is already the design. If I wear that shirt, I'm designed, actually. I will not put a colorful leggings on, because the shirt is the one which is going to be my piece for today. Other days it might be my super funky leggings, but then I will put something more so like simple up here and then just a necklace. But there's a certain section where are my wow pieces. Like, I just, when I want to put something from there on, or I feel attracted to one of the pieces, that's another way of choosing your clothing. I'm attracted to this today. I don't know why. I will not question myself, but now let's build around what I was just attracted to. So I know this is a wow piece, so I'm not going to continue looking through my wow pieces if I already decided that this is the one I'm wearing. I will go to my basics, to my little skirts, to my leggings, or decide if a jeans works better. And then it's so much easier than to have everything together, you know? And
yeah,
that was. I remember your drawer with the little camisoles, like nicely rolled up, like the way of Marie Kondo, which is great, and by colors. And I said, well, okay, but which ones are the ones with spaghetti? How you call that? Spaghetti.
Bretelle.
Straps? spaghetti straps, which are one with the larger straps. Do you have one with a deeper neckline or round neckline? So that's why I said, okay, no, Patty, they have to be organized by length or by strap size, because when you need a strap size, you don't want to look through all of them to find the one with the spaghetti. And if you miss a black spaghetti strap, then you know right away, I have to buy one. So I try to organize by the hues less than by color.
Mm-hmm. That was big for me because, as you said, they were all, I did the whole watch Netflix and how to fold them properly and organize all of my tops. But as much as it looked good, exactly that what happened. I was trying to find which one had the spaghetti versus the thick versus this versus deep. So I would start the whole process every time over. So you did catch me on that. You caught me with my drawers. It was huge to organize all of my tops, whether they were on my basics, whether they were on work, whether they were on dresses to go out by arm length. Because I remember when I was packing, I said, okay, here are the 3 bottoms that I'm going to wear. I need 2 short sleeves, 3 long ones. Like it was so much faster versus, especially me, I actually have a lot of grays and blacks. That's like, it's easier to actually find color. You won't see much color in my house. So I have every shade of gray, every shade of black, as neutral as possible, which makes it even worse because I can't find anything. And so dividing them by lengths and also like I had also done it by thinness, because some of them, the thinner ones, the thinner ones, I knew that it was more to wear underneath something. So it just opened up my mind on how to fix it all up. So I don't know if
a question about air conditioning. You said it's summer, but I'm in all the time in air conditioning. So I said, okay, so there's no way of choosing stuff which cannot be put on. Like, let's say there was these little tops with wide sleeves, but we could not put something over if you get cold. So we needed to find things that work with a second layer on top. So that's a really practical question. Instead of saying, oh, this looks beautiful, and then you're on travel and like, shit, I need to put something on top because I'm cold. So going from a practical point, it makes actually also a part of what style can you put on.
100%. That was a big one for me, because you know, and still, this is a great reminder, because even as I'm hearing you speak, I'm noticing more things that I should be doing. And one of the cool things that you also did for me, and I know Marie-France, you can share some of that too, is you actually, because I had so many clothes and there were some pieces that I liked, but for some reason, either I grew out of liking them or my body changed and they don't fit me the same way as they used to, but they're so special. I didn't want to get rid of them. So they've been hanging in my closet. I didn't know what to do with it. And then you're like, well, we're going to alter it. We're going to take this apart and make it look better. So maybe we'll take a piece from this and add it there. Maybe this is going to turn into, I mean, you turned one of my blousy loose sweaters into a beautiful scarf that I wore all the time this summer, versus never wearing it, because exactly that. I couldn't fit it anywhere. It was a great concept, but never using it, but it was so special. It came from Israel. It meant so much to me. Well, you turned it into a scarf. You did this with many, many tops. I know Marie-Françoise, I always say Marie-Françoise. If you want to speak to that, because I saw some of the pieces that she did for you, which were absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely. There's been so many pieces that Anja has changed, converted for me, recycled into something that I love. And actually, I took 2 minutes earlier. I'm going to show you something that I really love, because it has also a very personal thing. This was a pullover from my mother that she gave me, and it's in what's the name of this wool? Cashmere. Yeah. And so I was wearing it not wearing it, but looking at it for years in my closet. Didn't want to give it away because it was from my mother. And then, Anja went through this and said, what are you doing with this? This is too that doesn't fit you. Obviously, it didn't fit me, but I didn't want to let it go. So she said to me, okay, so let me do something with it. I'm going to surprise you. She didn't say anything, but I said, okay, I'm trusting you. So she comes back 2 weeks later. And from this pullover, this is what she's done. Okay, so I'm going to show you. She did a scarf. And so this is a pullover right there.
It's like
And
an endless scarf. Yes.
look at this, what she's done on it. She put this beautiful flower. So I can wear my scarf like this, with, sorry, Anja, I'm not, but the flower is supposed to be in the front. Here we go, like this. And so of course I wear it all the time now, all the time. And so she came up with gloves out of it. She made gloves. I don't think you've
Wow.
seen this, Patty. So those gloves are really beautiful. Look, so they fit.
Wow.
I love it.
Nice.
It's so warm.
Oh, I want you to do that for me.
I feel like I have a
I
piece
will.
of clover all the time with me now that I wear all the time instead of just looking at it guilty because I could not wear it. So this is just a one simple, I mean, like I could speak 2 hours about so many pieces that she's done for me, but I just wanted to show you an idea of her transformation, what she's done. And so many more she's done.
Thank you.
Yes, and yeah, you have a great eye. And for me, there was a lot of tops that I would wear that every time I put them on, just somehow, I mean, it takes her 2 seconds to say, I see what's going on. And there's about 4 of them that I love the fabric, but the neckline was off or the length was off. Just adjusting the neckline or the length, then I wore them all the time. It was night and day, the difference. But I love the print and I love the fabric, but when I put it on once and I said, what's wrong? And I bought it just, this is what we do, women, we overspend. I'm just saying, on clothes, because I love the way it felt. But then after I realized, after wearing it once, it didn't feel right. And so she did a lot of that too. And literally we're together yesterday because I'm preparing to film a new product coming out. And I needed the right outfits for this it took everything to not go out and spend to buy something that was going to be right. And I'm not going to do it. I know I have it. She came over and we spent a few hours together and literally taking pictures, trying all the different things to finally come up with the 3 things that I need, that I feel right without having spent a dime. Like it was on new clothing. I'd rather spend the time on you to educate me, to show me what I have and how versatile things can be versus more clothes, more clutter. And then I give away most of it because, I just can't keep up with it all. So
investment in education, actually, we had that talk yesterday, is much more interesting than investment in new stuff. First of all, let's go with the eco concept in throwing things away or giving them away it's a waste at one point. People waste a lot of clothing, and I do like to recycle and to be more in the concept of zero waste. And a lot of times the things people buy or we buy, or I don't know in general, but I buy things that are pretty expensive and I like quality. But then if it doesn't fit, then actually the money I spend on that is gone and I will buy something else maybe. But so I prefer to educate. Actually, maybe we will have a meeting of coaching 1 time, 2 times, maybe more times. But then with that, you actually start to see the same ways and you can do it by yourself. I remember Marie-France in the beginning that she didn't see. And today, actually, a lot of times I'm standing there. She said, I could do this and look at that color fits exactly to the skirt. There's the same blue in it, so I could wear that with it, and then I will put that earring, so I'll have. And I'm standing there thinking like, yes, she sees it all by herself now. So it's wonderful. It's I don't know. We are not taught nowhere how to dress. We just got this picture as little girls. We want to look nice and everything, but we don't learn to organize that.
And actually, if I may say something about what you just said, Anja, because it brings me to a deeper point, which is the connection to the feminine.
Yeah.
feminine essence. And so for me, exactly what you said at the beginning, I couldn't see because I had so many clothes. I just couldn't see how I was going to put them together. But what it has done, it has opened up my creative self. It has opened up my ability to become creative with my clothing, which also translates in different parts of my life, not just in clothing.
Yes.
And so it's so and the closet and the thing with us women with clothing, it's so personal, it's so intimate because
Yes.
it's close to us, you know. I mean, so for me it's made a huge difference, not even mentioning the fun we have, you and I, when you come to my house. I mean, really, for me, it's like, wow, tapping into my feminine, having fun, um, being creative, feeling good, just
Yeah.
feeling good, and cleaning up what does not serve me in my life anymore. Because all those clothes we know in feng shui or in coaching, you know, I coach a lot of my client about getting rid of clutter. Clutter is not just in your mind, but it's also outside of you. And for a woman, the clutter in her closet is directly, you know, has to do with her self-worth and her sense of self-esteem. And so, you know, what you're doing, Anya, is that you're bringing up the self-esteem and the self-worth. That's what you've done for me. And this is huge. This is not just about, yes, the rationale of organizing and not wasting time when you look for clothes is there, but I'm talking about something more deep than that. I'm talking about the connection to myself, to who I am, to be more authentic with myself.
Yeah.
It's huge. Huge.
You know, the point you just said in the very beginning, I got goosebumps. It's the question of the femininity, the feminine side. Actually, it's a way of allowing ourselves even to like to dress, to take time for ourselves, for our beauty. It's completely feminine. And the men, they may laugh about it like they want. Oh, you have so much stuff. No, that's masculine. And we as women today, most of us are very masculine in the way we function. We are businesswomen, we are organized, like moms. We are masculine. We have to be so strong. Like we want to even, you know, we want to stand in the society, have the same like respect from people. So we do develop our masculine so strong. And then comes menopause and are the hormones go down. So it's actually also doing things that stimulate our feminine, like laughter, like girlfriends, like clothing. It's so silly. I did never see that before, but actually, like, I love to go in my closet. I have one where I walk in, but it's so tiny, it's ridiculous. But I go in there, close the door, and my two teenager boys at home, Mom, where are you? I'm dressing. So it's my little space. I'm in there and I'm safe, I'm cozy. I look at my things and I know that actually I'm stimulating my feminine side, having and just the time to look beautiful. And there comes the point you asked me too, Patty, about why should we dress at home? This is the whole COVID thing. And I was a lot of times every day in the same clothing. And I did have a lot of depression the last weeks, months, because the thing I love doing most, like being with women clients, it's like all gone suddenly. And I'm like, wait, what should I do with my life now? But I found out that I can actually stimulate myself being in my joy again when I take care of myself. And taking care um, doesn't mean for me spending time how to figure out internet marketing. Taking care of me means, for example, like making my hair or the nails, or like taking time to even just clean up my wardrobe, like put it nicely, and my jewelry, hang it on the wall. That is feminine time. So I do think that we're actually treating ourselves with feminine vitamins doing our dressing, you know.
Yes, and to that, uh, this is why I'm going to take it back to the organization and the time, because when I know for me, I love clothes. My problem was I kept buying new stuff to keep getting that feeling,
Mm-hmm.
right? Versus you educating me and showing me this is how we're going to organize it. Now you have an artistic palette of your own stuff that you can create. So there's the part of me that loves, that was always feminine but was truly overspending and overwhelmed in the constant changing and shifting of colors and buying, and the organization and the clarity that created space for me to easily create. So now I'm feeling fulfilled, and actually a sense of power, that I'm not a slave to that wheel of spending and of I'm not a slave to it. I was like, oh my gosh, look at me, I can do this. So now I have more time to take my bath, to feel like it's not going to take me 5 hours to pack, it's going to take me 30 minutes. Now I have time to play. So it seems, it's all tied together in the sense of getting a clear, organized closet. When I say organized, it's not even the right word, because that's why I said you have a really holistic approach of getting things clearly outlined and figured out, so that now you can create in a manner that frees your spirit to sort of become more alive, instead of spending hours in trying to figure it out because it's too cluttered. Back to your original comment of
Yeah.
having so much clutter, even though my clutter was beautiful, it was very feminine and wonderful and wild and crazy, but I got stuck in all of it because it's just too much.
It was
So I
too
would
much.
sit back and say, I can't do this.
Yeah, it was too much. So sometimes less is more. Like even saying, like splitting up the quantity of clothing that it is in different categories, saying, okay, that stuff, it fits me well, I love it. I will keep it just for work because I still have that much left over. So in that place, when you dress for at home or to go out with friends, you don't go to your work section or you don't go to that stuff. In that way, you always have the feeling that you have new stuff, that you have what you like, and it's also necessary to get rid of stuff that doesn't suit us anymore, because it actually does pain to us every time. Like I have a certain dress. Actually, I wanted to change it 3 times. I didn't do it yet, but I will. But I love the fabric, and it's a dress from my mom from the 70s. But it got really tight on me. I got bigger, so it's like I have to do something else with it. And when it maybe it just ends up as a scarf, but maybe I will make a little skirt from it instead or whatever. So changing the stuff that is worth changing it, and the other stuff can go away, either to friends or just to give it away. And that's the way it will turn. The wheel will turn.
Yes, in a healthy way. So I'm curious, Anja, can someone that, you're in Montreal, that's why you have that beautiful accent. I was wondering if anybody, as does Marie-France, look at that, both women, right? There's that beautiful French flavor. Um, Anybody that's online, can they work with you? Like, in other words, what can you do if that you can't travel to them, especially under the circumstances? Can we work with you through Zoom this way and actually get a taste of how would you work with them if you can?
Yes, I developed a program, like a Zoom coaching would say, or online coaching, where we actually meet in 3 or 4 times. We will decide. So the first thing to have is actually a little conversation about what's your need, where you are in, what is calling right now in you. So I would from there then decide like what we could do together, and then I send you like a homework. I will send you like to ask you to prepare certain things, because I'm not there with you. It will be necessary that you do the stuff. I would do it physically when I'm in the place, but you could prepare my homework and say, let's say one of the parts is like pull out all of your pullovers. Today we go through that stuff and look at it. And because I already got information from you that you wear a lot tops, for example, and then you would try them on, and I can see in the screen how you look like. I can tell you, well, that neckline doesn't work for you, or oh, that one is a good one, let's keep that for that category, or I could tell you, okay, you like that fabric and everything, so you should actually go with that. Let's make a bag for the tailor. And then you could by yourself go to a tailor and said, well, this one I want to have the neckline as a V instead of round. So the tailor can do the same things that I'm doing. I'm a tailor, so that's my advantage of the coaching tailoring together. But I can tell you what you can do, and then you go to the tailor and tell them what to do, so they will be able to do it too. But so that's the thing I will propose to do online, and then we will meet 3 or 4 times together, but you have prepared every time a new section and a new thing.
I like that. That's great, because it actually, by you kind of not being there and giving them the homework to do it, that's part of the education. You know, in some way, it's like you say, okay, come back to pull out. I know we had pulled out everything out of the closet and we made categories, and you were helping me trying to figure that out. But if you give me the tool to do it, then through the conversation and determining what is our lifestyle and what exactly is our need and what we need to feel within our wardrobe, then you kind of guide that, whether it's weekly or bi-weekly, whatever's comfortable for them, to meet up with you to do the next stage of it. That's awesome. I think that's great. And I think every woman should take advantage of that, because I mean, just the education alone. Sorry, go ahead.
Things on together, I can already give you an idea. Like, I'm an intuitive. I'm not like somebody who will go with the catalog, say, okay, your color type is that, your body shape is that, so you have to wear it that way. No, I will go see you. I will know about your needs, and then I will tell you, okay, this blouse looks good. Why does it look good? I will tell you why. So I will tell you, because this shape on your breast looks good this way, or the length, or whatever it is. Every woman's body is different. That's what makes my job so interesting. It's never the same. It's for each woman something different. I do have this capacity of seeing. I don't know. It's something I have since I'm a little child, when I was telling my mom what to put on, because she's not at all into dressing nice, and my dad was unhappy with that. And so I helped her as a little girl a lot. Mom, well, that doesn't look so good. Put the other one on. So from there it started, actually. And I can see and tell you right away why this looks good. And from that education on, for the next meeting, you will already have prepared the ones which you think that look good, and the ones you have doubt, you show them again to me, and we can decide together, yes, no, or maybe for a certain category but not for the other one, or change it or not.
Yeah, that's huge. So I think you're offering everybody here a consultation, right? If I'm not mistaken, can you tell us a little bit about that?
I give a free 30 minutes to just chat together to see, and it's without any obligation. You could just chat, we take an appointment and talk on Zoom to see what's your need or what's your question. I will not coach you in that 30 minutes. It's more to get to know. You get to know me, I get to know you, so we can figure out if this is a good fit, if I can actually help you what you need. And from there on, I would say that the next step will be to decide if you want a mini coaching or like a long-term coaching. So I do have all these packages on my website. I will add one which is called Zoom or internet coaching. I don't know. It's brand new because COVID made me think, what can I do else? And if I can't go to many places right now. So
that's wonderful. So how can people reach you if they are interested in this consultation, this free consultation?
So the best is to go to my website. There's the most information. It's called Les Mains Folles, like it's crazy hands in French. lesmainsfolles.ca.
Mm-hmm.
We might be able to write that underneath. Huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna look that right now, but we'll put that, yes, there it is. Yeah, lesmainfolles.ca, beautiful.
Do you write it in a, should I put
I'm
it?
gonna put it in the chat right now, and I'm also
Okay.
gonna post it on Facebook, not to worry.
Okay. See, the
Yeah.
technical thing is easier.
All good, sweetheart, all good.
I'm a tactile person. I'm good with my hands and with my eyes, but with a computer.
No worries. So if anybody has any other questions, hopefully you got a good idea of what Anja has to offer. Really, if I invited her here is because she's helped me tremendously. It really created such a freedom of expression because it took away the clutter, it took away the overwhelm. I feel like traveling is easy now. I can approach any climate so easily. I can mix and match, and it's still continuing. Like every time I see you, the education gets better and deeper, and I appreciate that tremendously. And so I recommend it for anybody to at least have a conversation with her. You'd be surprised at how quickly she can assess and get you to get really organized and find your expression within your clothing so that you become self-educated in it and start creating. Marie-France, would you like to end also with something?
Yes, of course. One of I think the amazing skill that Anja has that I haven't seen in many people really is her ability to combine the creative side, which I call the feminine, and our masculine structure. I guess Anja is maybe because you're from Germany, and in Germany, people are known to be very organized, but you have this ability to really make it safe, like within boundaries and having a structure, which is very important because we could go creative, but then there is no structure, you feel a little lost, but you have this ability to really combine both. And that's something that I haven't seen in many artists. A lot of artists, they don't have that frame that you have.
Thank you.
So I just want to say that.
That's sweet. Thank you so much.
Yes, well said, Marie-France. And it is that it's a beautiful combination of the yin and yang. And with that, we're able to create something that's magical and wonderful within our clothing and feel great. So thank you so much for being here today. Anja, and everybody that joined us on Zoom and on Facebook. I'll be sending this recording so that you can hear this all over again. I do recommend check out her website, reach out to her. She's fabulous. And really the biggest thing I cannot stress enough, the education that comes with her. She really teaches you how to become self-sufficient with your wardrobe and creative with your wardrobe so that you can tap into your femininity, so that you can not feel overwhelmed and stuck with what's actually possible. That's what it's done for me. I think it's tremendous. So I recommend it for everybody. Thank you. Thank you for joining us, all of you. Mwah.
Big pleasure.